So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again. It's Friday lunchtime, 11 minutes past 1. That means suave o'clock. Salute. Big up everyone inside. Big up Lewis, man. How are you, man?
You know what, man? I'm all right. I'm all right. Good. Fucking just chilling in it. It's the international break. It's a bit dead. Games are dead. But yeah, man, just sort of like chilling out, seeing what people are doing, catching up with people. You know what I mean, just life in it. You know what I'm saying?
So it's good and bad having these international breaks because, like, especially doing what we do, we're flat out watch along, streaming every day, uploads and all of that. And it's like, in a way, you get into that work mode because, like, I'm lazy in the summer, because I'm so relentless all season. I just upload videos and bugger off down the beach all summer. But then it's like now you're back in work mode. You don't want it. You just want to keep going, and then all of a sudden, bang, third international break, and it's like, oh. But then on the flip side of that, it is kind of nice just to chill and actually go out and see people, isn't it? Rather than just sitting in your house all day.
Yeah, nah, like, that's it. That's it. It's time just to chill out, innit? You know what I mean? Keep up with it. You always get the transfer speculation, though, don't you? That's the one thing that, like, you can stick to the transfer. We've got the Leroy Saturday one going on at the moment, but yeah, it's never an international break without a mad transfer rumor, innit? So.
Yeah, we're getting to that in a second. That Sane one. Listen, that ain't as silly as it sounds, by the way, because I've watched a couple of Bayern's games this season. He's been poor, man. Like everyone's raving, oh yeah, because he's fast. And the chances that geezer's missed this season is insane. Like it's actually crazy, man. But we're getting to that in a bit. Big up to everyone inside, man. Smash the like button, people. Nearly 250 inside already. Make sure you sub into LB. Link in the title. And make sure you sub to the pinned comment as well. That's my pal's channel. He's just started it with his missus. Let's get them to 250 subs. I checked earlier and it was on 211. So come on, people. Let's get sub into
I
that.
just watched this video, actually. Do you know the one where he's eating a scorpion? Mate, that's how I'm mad. What the fuck is that?
Mate, what's that all about? He said to me the other day, he goes, I've got a spider to eat soon as well. I was like, bro, you're mad.
Right.
Yeah, a maggot. A butterflied maggot or something.
Bro, nah, there's no way I could do that, mate. Nah, I'm proper.
Maybe he's trying to audition for the like I'm a celebrity, get me out of here or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that is on. That's coming on soon, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's just doing it for that, getting prepped for that.
He's just traveling around then. That's his job now.
Well, he sold his house. He runs his own business.
All right.
So sold the house and he's just gone off traveling with the missus, man.
Fair fucks to the guy, man. You know what I mean?
Fair
fucks
play
to the guy.
Yeah. Fair play, man. Yeah, he's learning how to edit. Yeah, he's probably better on Final Cut Pro than I am because I ain't got a Scooby how to use that. And it's sat here. I've had it, and I had a touch with that as well. Yeah, my mate had it when I first set up YouTube on this channel, which is exactly 5 years in 4 days' time. This channel, 21st of November. I've had this channel 5 years. When we set it up, he said to me, he goes, right, I'll download Final Cut Pro for you. I was like, that's about 300 quid. He goes, no, there's a glitch. Right? So he signed in with his Apple ID on my Mac. Yeah, went to the cloud, downloaded it, signed out with his Apple ID, and then I signed mine in. Cheers, mate. They stopped doing that. They found out that people were doing it. But yeah, I got Final Cut for nothing. Yeah, so cheers. I don't even use it, mate. I don't really have a clue how to use these things. Same with Photoshop. I've got Photoshop and all that. I just pay someone to do the thumbnail. Yeah, just give me the PSD file and then I can just edit a few bits on it every day. But I ain't got time to sit here poncing around with that. I probably should do it, but it's what it is, man. And if you get good at all of that and the editing and all that side of stuff, but
I'll tell you what, man.
I just want to sit down and waffle. That's all I want to do, and then just end the stream.
The thing is now, because obviously there's a lot of people who do that as a job, innit? You know what I mean, like editing and that. But this is the problem now. Is AI going to take those jobs? Because I'm telling you now, thumbnails. Soonly, you'll be able to go on a website. You'll pay him 20 quid, 30 quid a month or whatever, and you'll just go in and you'll type in Arteta image next to the Emirates with sacked in bold, right, and it'll just go boom. There you go. So this is the thing, with the AI, it's going to take so many people's jobs and that, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens because I listen to a lot of podcasts, man. You know what I mean? And I seen Elon was speaking about it, and this is where it's going to be interesting, because with when like robots come in back in the day for like factories and shit, that took a load of like low level jobs out, So like all the working class, the people, the manual labor, that a lot of them a lot of them jobs went when the robots come in the factories. But with the AI, it's not going to be that this time. It's going to be like the middle class. So they reckon like a lot of like paralegals, they're going to be gone because you're going to be able to like put contracts into this system, and where like a paralegal would have to read the whole contract and it'd take them hours and hours and hours, maybe days, depending on how big it is, and they might make a mistake because they might not read it properly. The AI system will scan the whole document in minutes and then just go bang, 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 bang. These are all the errors with the contract. This is a case law that you can use. This is what you should do. And bro, that's gonna move mad. So yeah, AI, man, AI is gonna take over the world, bro.
Yeah, mate. I need to get
though, innit? You know what I mean?
I need to get invested in that, mate, because I'll tell you something, yeah, there's loads of money to be made in that. Yeah, loads of money to be made in that. Do you know what's funny? What you said about thumbnails, yeah? I think thumbnails are kind of irrelevant on YouTube now anyway. Yeah, because like you can open up the app and it'll come up straight away with videos when you open the app on your phone, right? And within a second, it'll just start playing that person's video. And then you can scroll down to the next one, it'll just throw. So you don't really need
Do you know what's funny? Right? Do you know when I first started you're right. You know when I first started my channel, right? This is when I was still at City Extra, but I was just doing some random videos on my own channel at the same time. Yeah, I started. I didn't want to pay a guy to make thumbnails, so I just made a few thumbnails. They weren't great or anything. They were pretty shit, to be honest with you. And but then you know what I did? Yeah, I thought, hang on a minute. I see Lee's videos sometimes, and you don't even have a thumbnail on some of yours. You just like have the normal picture, and then that gold bridge on his This Is Football, he didn't have a thumbnail either. So I thought, hang on a minute, let me just upload a video, and I won't put a thumbnail. I'll just let YouTube choose what it thinks out of the video is the best thing. Bro, they were my best performing videos. Whenever I had a thumbnail, a proper thumbnail, it would do worse than just a picture of me just sitting here. Like, and the chat will know if they subscribe to my channel. Some of my videos, I'm just sitting there with my thumbnail like this, and like they'll do better than like a nice fucking fancy thing.
See,
so
the thing is, yeah, I suppose like it depends what niche and what category you're in and stuff like that. Because for football, right, you could make all singing, all dancing thumbnails, but people might not know that it's LB. They might not know that it's Lee Gunner. They might not know it's Goldbridge, for example, and other people out there. Whereas with football, they want to hear your opinion. Yeah. Whereas, like, say, Mr. Beast, for example, Mr. Beast's thumbnails, yeah, and he's in the picture on the thumbnail, but the rest of it's all going on. It leads you down that road of, oh my God, what's happened? What's he done now? So you're going to click on it and you can see it's him. But I don't really want my picture on a thumbnail that I've done all this editing to do this picture, and then I stick my face on it. I mean, what's the point? You might as well just let YouTube generate the 3 pictures it does when you upload the video and just pick one. And if you don't like it, just take a selfie and stick it on there. Yeah, because at the end of the day, people they're tuning in not for the thumbnail, they're tuning in to hear what you're saying. So you might as well just have it as you, because then they go, oh yeah, that's Lee. Yeah, because they might skip past and not realize it's my channel. Yeah, but now they've seen me sitting there waving a water bottle, giving it like that, and then angry Lee Gunner fan cam, all of a sudden, boom.
But
yeah, I understand thumbnails are important to some channels, but in football channels, I don't think they are, mate. I can't lie.
Yeah, it's more about like getting known, isn't it? Because like I gotta say, probably before I started doing my own channel, I was probably very well known in the City fan base, but outside of City, probably not really that well known because like I never really did collaborations. But since I've done my own channel, I'm now collaborating with everyone else. You know what I mean? Coming on your streams, you come on mine, Saeed, and all that kind of stuff. And now I'm probably getting not more. Probably still my viewers are probably still more City, just like yours are still Arsenal. But I'm getting more non-City fans watching me now because that's the way it goes. But obviously, if I was to upload a picture of, like, say before, if I just uploaded a thumbnail and it was just me, half these people in the chat probably wouldn't know who I was because I didn't collaborate in that, so they probably would move on. Whereas now they probably, oh yeah, that's LB. He goes on League Gunners. Let me click on his. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, you are right. I think it's different. It depends on what. It depends on the type of content you do. Yeah, because like us, me and you, we talk about football, and people watch us for our football opinion, and I'm just like because they like what we say. Whereas if you're maybe more of like a football video, because there are certain people who maybe you don't watch it necessarily for the football opinion, you watch it because the way the video is edited or whatever, then it's probably slightly different for them. But it's probably easier doing what we do because like we just sit here and talk. We talk to the chat. People comment. You'll bring up a comment. We'll talk to the chat and interact. So listen, it's one of them, man. But It's interesting. I like the YouTube shit, man. It's good speaking to people, interacting with it, and 99% of people who come in the streams are all chilling anyway. So, you know, I always think, when I'm on these streams, I'm just like trying to pretend like I'm just speaking to a mate in a pub. You know what I mean? And that I always think that's the best way.
Like, a lot of people think that we have scripts that we read off of. Mate, everything I do is just straight off the cuff. I don't know what I know the topic I'm going to speak about. So I set a charged and Sane in shock return possibly. Yeah, but it's like I ain't written down everything I'll just say it. And then the amount of times I've set a stream up with a title and then we've not even spoke about anything in the title, so now I have to go back and change the title after. Yeah, it's like people sit there and go, "Oh yeah, he's scripting all of this." No, you're not. Yeah, and then people that have like people, and I see a lot of people do this. Now, ain't a diss to them. It obviously works for them. Yeah, I see a lot of people that they only have a set amount of time per topic, and it's like, right, well, we're going to wrap that up now, and we'll go on to this topic. And it's like, the chat was enjoying that, mate. So why don't you carry on with that?
Yeah. I think that's. I think what you got to try and. What you got to try and do in it when you're doing the YouTube stuff is obviously you're trying to. Obviously, we're not even speaking about football right now. But I'm sure we'll come on to it. But we're like speaking about stuff that is interesting, and obviously as a YouTuber or someone who does a YouTube, like your job really is to like engage the chat and enjoy the chat, listen to what you're saying. So if you're getting loads of people in listening, so say like the chat right now is like liking this conversation, you wouldn't then just go, right, let's speak about fucking Burnley and Vincent Company because there's a little bit of news out in Burnley that maybe company's going. Like, why would you do it? You just continue. So, I think sometimes maybe people come in and you're right, they do script it too much. But I'm like you, I just like chatting about whatever. Like we spoke about this.
Same. I go off the chat.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but when the chat are putting stuff in like Everton have just been deducted 10 points. That's the end of them.
Is that legit? Yeah.
Yeah, David Ornstein's just tweeted it. Yeah, let me get that up on the
screen.
What?
Actually, you say that's the end of them, Lee, but is it?
I think that'd be. Well, I don't know.
Well, they're going to be on 4 points. They're going to be bottom of the table. they're only 5 points behind Bournemouth, and they're in some good form.
10-point deduction after independent commission hearing on alleged breach of Premier League profit and sustainability rules. Drop into the relegation zone for now. Wow.
Yeah, that takes them to 4 points, right? So they're going to be bottom of the league with Burnley, but they're only 5 points behind Bournemouth. But Everton are in good form. They've won 3 out of the last 5, only lost 1. If I was Everton, I'd probably low-key take that, man.
Could have been worse, couldn't it?
Well, they said it could have been 12. And at least they've done it now, early on in the season, Lee. So now they can be like, right, we're back in the relegation zone. We need to continue this form. What you don't want it to happen in like March, where like you 8 points above the relegation zone and then like boom, 12 points off. You know, they know where they are now. They're not in a bad situation in terms of their form. Their form's good.
There's time to turn it around as well.
Who's their games coming up?
So they'll be set 19th.
Yeah.
They'll be set 19th on goal difference, wouldn't they? Yeah, 19th. So there'll be 5 points off of Bournemouth with a better goal difference by a country mile.
Exactly. So it's not the worst situation. They got Everton coming up at the weekend, next weekend. United at the weekend at home. Then they got Forest away. That could be 3 points. They got Newcastle and Chelsea. Don't expect them to get much out of that. But then they got Burnley. They've actually got a tough run of fixtures coming up.
Yeah, they have Burnley, then Spurs, then City, Wolves, Villa. Jesus, yeah. Yeah, but you never know, mate. Listen, Man United are not very good.
Nah.
And Everton, now that could galvanise that club and say, right, we've had our 10 points. Yeah, we can still get out of the relegation zone. We're only 5 points out of getting out of it. Yeah, they've only lost 1 of their last 5 games. Yeah, and that might a bit like with you lot with City. Yeah, when the charges were put on you. Yeah, all of a sudden your whole team, your whole club just said, "No, right, we're going to use this as a positive now." Yeah, and you just went on a madness. Maybe Everton could do the same. I'm not saying they're going to go and win anything because they won't, but it might galvanise that club now and say, right, well, that was a result because we thought it could have been more. It's only 10 points. We can get out of this real quick. Now all we've got to do is pull together.
Yeah, you know what I might do? I might have a look at what the odds are for them staying up because their odds will be slashed now. And I back them to stay up, even though they're now going to be joint bottom of the league. I still back them to stay up, man. So I might have a look.
Well, they should do. Listen, they've got an experienced manager who knows his way around the league. They got some half decent players, some of them, and they're in good form. So Right, let me rifle through these super chats real quick. Big up to HM for the one earlier, man. Ramsdale's dad questions Arteta not picking him, and his son tells him the reason he can't concentrate.
Why would you say that, man? Why'd you say that?
Yeah, we'll come to that in a sec, man. I want to get your thoughts on that after I read these supers, man. Now, why did Ramsdale stare at a juice carton? Because it said concentrate. Oh, that's funny. Pick up, man. Big up Danny as well for the €50, man. Thank you, buddy. Suave o'clock, yes. Suave o'clock, my friend. Big up to you, my friend. Thank you very much. And yeah, happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. Now, don't forget later, I'm on with Henry as well. He's still alive. He ate the chip. He's still alive. And yeah, that should be fun later. And thank you for that, Danny. Appreciate it, man. Big up to HN as well. Big up to Slick Gossip. I'm a Spurs fan and watch both your guys' contents. You both say it as it is, and I really enjoy it. Keep up the good work. Cheers, man. Thank you very much, buddy. And that's what it's about. Listen, there's so many people on the internet that go, oh, why are you collaborating with? Why have you got an Arsenal fan on a Spurs channel? Why have you got a Spurs fan on the Arsenal? Like, this ain't 5-year-old playground crap, mate. We're adults. We can do what we want. And at the end of the day, it's nice to have rival fans or other clubs' fans on your channel, because people always, especially with me, oh, you've got an agenda. You don't have other opinions on your channel. Well, I get a City fan on. He's sat next to me now. I get a Tottenham fan on. I get a Man United fan on. I get 2-3 Man United fans on. Yeah, with Saeed and Flawless and Rants. Like Goonie comes on the channel. Like, so it's different opinions. Yeah, then Kenny's different opinions at times. Jez has different opinions. Yeah, Northside has different opinions at times. That's what it's about, man. Just because like we support different teams don't mean that we can't work together. I find it random when people say that, man. Crazy. But thank you for that, Slick Gossip. Appreciate it, man. Have a nice weekend, buddy. Big up JTI. Thank you, bud. Big up both of y'all. I love it when the Canadians say y'all, or the Americans. Yeah. I can't say it like they say it though, man. It's like when a Londoner says "see you next Tuesday," it just sounds better than anyone else on the planet saying it. Yeah, same with that, y'all. I can't do it. But thank you, man. And some others for keeping it real. I'll never understand why people get traction for chatting absolute shit and delusion. Because unfortunately, mate, most of the planet are fake. They're fake. And it's all for traction on the internet, mate. And oh, look at me. I'm the best fan. Yeah, good one. And that's all it's about. It's all about vibes and looking like you're the best fan online. Yeah, when the reality is they're not. Like, let's just be real with it. There is no best fan. It's pathetic, but it's what it is, man. Thank you for that, buddy. Big up to German Chicken Wing. That's a funky name, isn't it? Watch rival fans go ham on City. Yeah, 100%. Now that Everton one's happened, yeah, it'd be, oh, how come City is still waiting for their charges
but
to be
people are so fucking dumb. Like, bro, we've got 115 charges against us. Why do you think it's taking longer than everybody else? Like, come on, man. You remind us every day how many charges we've got, so engage your brain. If you have charges this small, quicker decision. If you have charges this big, longer decision.
Yeah,
more
but Lewis,
charges, more investigation, longer.
For most of the internet, mate, because they've got one brain cell between them. Might as well start calling them amoebas, like single cell organisms and that. Do you know what I'm saying? Big up for the donation, buddy. Big up HM with another one. As long as Everton don't go and buy a dog called Win, that will kill the galvanization by soothing the pain. Mate, Everton, yeah, you're right. They should stay up. They should stay up, to be fair. Looking at the state of the other teams in and around them, yeah, they should be staying up, especially with the manager they've got as well. Like, he's kept Burnley in the Premier League for God knows how long. Do you know what I'm saying? Big up to Jay, real one Malloy as well. 39 today. Happy birthday, bud. Happy birthday, mate.
Yeah, happy birthday, man.
Yeah, have a couple of suaves. Bosh, get on it, mate. Get on it. But anyway, let's get back to action. Let's get back to Super Mick Arteta, charged by the FA. Well, firstly, obviously we've spoken, right? But we haven't spoken since the audio has been released. What did you make of the audio?
I think the audio, in terms of how they got to the decision, I understand how they got to the decision. So I think that I think that the foul could have been given either way. So if I was the VAR, I would have, because I don't think it was a clear and obvious error, I would have gone with whatever the on-field decision was. So if he would have given a foul, I would have stuck with a foul. If he didn't give the foul, I would have stuck with no foul, because I think you can argue it both ways. I understand why some Arsenal fans are saying it's a foul, because I understand that. But I also I get people saying it's extremely soft. Gabriel's doing this weird bending over thing, and he hardly touches him. So I think in the end, I think they got to the legit decision. I think it's messy. There was a lot of stuff to check, and I think the whole audio sounds, they probably need to sort that out, because mistakes are going to happen with just how much shit's going on. But I think they got to the correct decision. I think Bruno was extremely lucky to stay on the pitch. I think Havertz on another day could have been sent as well. But ultimately, I think the decision was the correct decision. Because I don't think it was a clear and obvious foul in my view. But like I say, if he would have given a foul, I wouldn't have said. I would have stuck with that decision as well. I think this is where people sometimes go wrong with VAR. It's there to overturn clangers. That's what it was. That's what they described it to us. Any huge errors they make, we're going to overturn it. And I think now we're getting into a dangerous position with VAR, where people are now scrutinising the smallest stuff. And that's not what was meant to happen. You know what I mean? So, listen, I think the goal was, I wouldn't have overturned it. I think it was the correct decision based on the on-field call. But I think the two players were lucky to stay on the pitch, in my opinion. I think both of them could have been seen as red cards on a different day. But listen, that's the way the game goes, isn't it? We all have bad mistakes. You know what I mean? City have had a bad mistake against Wolves. Huang, who shouldn't have stayed on the pitch, he ended up scoring a winning goal.
Rashford's goal.
Exactly. Yeah. It goes. Everyone gets bad mistakes. You know what I mean? And
we got lucky with one. Yeah, when they didn't have the facilities to see if Saka was offside last season. I can't remember what game it was. The chat probably know, but he looked miles offside, and they didn't have the camera in line with it, so they couldn't do a proper with the lines on the pitch. They didn't draw the lines and all of that, and they didn't have the camera angle or something. Can't remember what game it was. Yeah, but he looked offside. But again, Liverpool, that was it. It's the Liverpool game last season. Yeah, but we've also been lucky with a few as well, because like Liverpool at home last season, Gabriel handballed it. Yeah, and it weren't a penalty, didn't get given, right? And then the Palace game, the first day of the season last season, Gabriel again handballed it, didn't get given. So, I agree with you. I think like watching it in real time, like because I've seen all the still images of his hands on his back, and it does look. A still image is not showing you anything; it's giving you no context to it whatsoever.
Yeah.
The same with the ball being out of play. The camera angle, like it makes it look like it's out of play. Yeah, my problem with VAR isn't so much like they got to the right decision in the end. I think. Yeah, when I watched it in real time on match day, I was like, ain't a foul, but I could see how it could be given. Then I looked at it a few more times from the replays. I was like, okay, maybe it is a foul. Yeah, so possibly.
But that's why I said I would have gone with the on-field decision, because I think you can argue it either way. So if they would have give a foul, I wouldn't have overturned it and said, no, that's not a foul, give a goal. And then people will say, but LB, you just said you wouldn't have overturned it. Yeah, because that's how VAR is supposed to work. It's not supposed to look at every single challenge and go, is it a foul? Isn't it a foul? Well, you could be, couldn't be. It's meant to look at it and go, as the referee got that clearly and obviously wrong. And I think you can look at that Gabriel thing, and I don't think he did get it clearly and obviously wrong. I think, but that's why I say, if he would have given the free kick and said, no, Joe Linton, you fouled Gabriel, I'd have been like, yeah, chilling. I'd stick with that, because again, you can't look at it and say it's definitely not a foul, because he does have two hands on his back. So it's one of them. I just think we need to be careful about going down this route of every single thing is being micro-analysed. At the end of the day, it was brought in to stop clangers, but now we're not doing that anymore. We're now looking at like every single little thing. And
my biggest problem with it is, they didn't have the camera angle to see whether the ball was out of play, right? Then they didn't have the camera angles to see whether it was offside. From the behind angle and the in front angle, you can't see the ball. Yeah, because they had no camera angle to see whether Gordon was offside, whether the ball was going forward or whether it was in a straight line or back. Yeah, my problem is not with the VAR; it's with the angles and the cameras. Like the amount of money the Premier League generates, and they can't even get all this technology at every football stadium. The amount of times this happens where you haven't got the right angle, like, and it's like I understand different stadiums and all of that, and then you can't always get the cameras set up in the right positions because of the way the stadiums are. Say Luton, for example, like it's going to be more difficult to get camera angles there than it would be at Anfield, for example. Yeah, but at the same time, there's got to be a way. And I said this with Rance. Me and Rance were talking about this a couple of months ago. You see, when they have the camera on the wires and it zooms down from out the air and follows the players around the pitch before and after the game and that. That'd be easy for VAR. Why don't you do that? Why don't you have that camera that's swinging around for Sky Sports cameras, to beam it around the world? Why don't you have that as the VAR camera? Because then you can just zoom that along, and get the snapshot straight away to see whether the ball's out of play, and you could have it above, so now you'd see where the ball is for that offside that we couldn't see. Like there's ways of doing it, but again, this is a Premier League issue, not a VAR issue, in my opinion. Because when I heard the audio, I listened to it about 4 or 5 times on just constantly looping it, just listening to it, and I was like, everyone's having a go at them, but let's be real, we don't know if the ball went out. So if you don't know, then you have to say, cool, well, it's in play then. We don't know.
Again, you go with the on-field decision, don't you, Lee? You go with the on-field decision, and the on-field decision was keep it in.
On Gabriel, mate, that guy falls down like he's been shot every time he's got barely touched.
That's the problem. It's just because someone puts 2 hands on a player, that doesn't mean it's a foul. You know what I mean? And people are saying, but he's put his hands on his back. Yeah, that's because Gabriel's bent over. Proper. I don't know what he's doing. And actually, if you watch the angle from behind the goal, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of contact.
It's not like
there.
He's gone like that.
No, he's not. He's not.
On it. I can see why it would get ruled out, but at the same time,
so do I.
It's subjective.
I completely agree. I'm not sitting here saying it's 100% not a foul. I'd give it either way. You know what I mean? I think it's very difficult in the moment to give it, and that for me is why I go with the on-field decision. I think for me, if I was an Arsenal fan, okay, you want to be angry with the VAR. Have a look at some of your players, mate, because there's about 5 different errors in that. Why is Ben White not closing down the crosser? What's David Raya doing? What's Gabriel doing? There's probably another player in the box there as well.
Jorginho, Saliba, and Ben White all watched that ball and didn't even go and press him for the cross. They just all watched it thinking it was going out. They just all stood there. Then the goalkeeper's spinning around. Gabriel flopping. And it's like, Declan Rice was just standing there letting the runner run off of him. There's a lot of errors in that. And the maddest thing for me, right, I understand why fans are getting the hump with it. Because it's happening every week, right, for every team. But that's why I don't think there's any sort of conspiracies that our fans bang on about. Because if it's happening every single week for every single club, then there can't possibly be a conspiracy. And that just goes to show that there is an issue with it. But the whole reason VAR came in is because there was issues with referees every week. And now all that's happened is it's gone away from the referee and it's now VAR that's the issue. So it's like you've taken it away from there to put it to there. But a lot of these decisions are still subjective. So what are you doing here? Unless you've got the right camera angles, there's still going to be problems with this. If there was a problem, if like somebody said, why don't you put a camera in the corner flag? Great idea. Great idea. Put a camera in the corner flag. Put a camera in the corner flag. Now you can see straight down the line. Now you can see if the ball's out of play. It can't be that difficult, surely. All this technology we've got now, and this is what pisses me off with it. The Premier League is like the most watched league on the planet. The amount of money that Premier League generates, and you can't get proper camera angles. You get all the camera angles you want for replays, but you can't get camera angles for decisions like the ball going out of play or an offside. Like, it's weird, man. It's weird. And the thing that winds me up with it is, it's like, people come out and moan about it every week. But then as soon as it happens and your club get the result off of it, nobody says anything. And it's like, well, keep calling it out. Because if it's an issue there, then like when Man United had the one with Rashford, for me, that went out. And we could see an angle where it was out. But everyone's saying, no, the ball was just over because like you couldn't see 100% green grass, the shadow of the ball and all that. Right? But all Arsenal fans were sitting there laughing at Man United for having that disallowed. And it's like, well, why don't you keep the same energy then? Because now you want everyone to feel sorry for you, and they're just laughing back at you. You can't have it both ways. If you're gonna call out VAR, you have to call out every decision, whether it's against your club or not. But they don't, and that's the problem with it. And the thing is, like I said, the way they explained that audio, the way they're explaining every single decision, I sat there and I was like, do you know what? Fair play, they got it right. Because based off of what they said, they explained it with logic behind it, right? But then people are going, oh, why is it taking them 2 weeks to release it? They've edited the audio and like, I mean, come on.
Well, this is one thing that I would say for me is, if it was me, I'd just upload every single VAR interaction onto the Premier League website after every game, and then there's full transparency. You can go on the website. You don't have to pay. You don't have to do nothing. You can just go on, Wolves versus Arsenal. And it says 2nd minute VAR interaction over possible red card. You can just click on it, listen to it, see the bit, listen to every single VAR interaction, and then they've got nothing to hide in it. You know what I mean? Like the one thing that I would say is, if you really want this Howard Webb, he is a PR merchant if I've ever seen one. He is not there for, and I think he's arrogant, mate. I think he's arrogant. He's
proper arrogant, mate.
He went in
by his attitude, like the way he speaks. He thinks he's better than everyone.
He went into he took this job, and what's one of the first things that he starts doing? Oh, we're gonna start booking players for coming too close to the referees. We're gonna do all this time shit. We're gonna start doing all these TV shows. He should have gone in there and gone, referees in not a great state right now. We're making bad calls. We're not doing no rule changes. We're not doing none of this. We're not doing no TV shows. What we're gonna do, we're gonna focus all our time and effort on implementing the rules of the game. Where we make a mistake, we'll accept it. By the way, this apologies to football clubs has to stop. What is this? Well, why are we seeing referees and Howard Webb apologize? You think Howard Webb is ringing up a football club and saying, "Sorry, we got that mistake wrong, mate. Could cost you relegation," and the club's just going to go, "No, thanks for the apology, man. See you next year." "Oh no, we won't, because we'll be in the Championship and you'll still be refereeing the Premier." No, that has to end, man. I think we have to accept that referees are going to make decisions. And what we want to see is those decisions, the amount of bad calls come down. But we also have to accept as fans that football is a subjective game, We are not going to be in a situation where we are going to agree on every call, because that's not how football's you've never done that before VAR. I can show Lee a clip, and Lee will go, "That fair challenge." And I'll go, "You you mad? It's a red card." And so how is VAR going to help that situation? So when they make a call, if they go red card, they've got to accept that some you're just not going to agree, because that's football. Where we have to get it right is when they're making clear, massive errors where everyone around the table is going red card or not a red card, and they're getting it wrong. That's where they got to improve.
100%. 100%. Big up to everyone inside, man. Over 600 in there. Smash the like button up, people. And we're not even on 200 likes yet. Make sure you sub into LB. Link in the title as well. And the pinned comment is my mate's channel. He's just set up a new channel. And he's currently vlogging in Thailand with his missus. So come on, let's get him up to 250 subs, people. He's currently sat on 212. So come on, make sure you sub into that channel. But another thing that winds me up with this here, like Arteta coming out giving it's a disgrace. I feel embarrassed and all of that. Mate, we didn't even have a single shot on target after that happened. There was 20 minutes to go. Yeah, we had one shot on target the whole game. Like, I'd be more worried and embarrassed about that you can't coach a team to have more than one shot away at Newcastle. Yeah, when they got absolutely ripped a new one home and away by Dortmund. Like, mad. Actually mad. They got battered by Bournemouth the following week. Like, it's crazy, but it's now a tool that football fans can hide behind. Yeah, to say, oh, well, we couldn't beat Man City because VAR stitched us up. Yeah, that's all it is, bro. I watch La Liga every week, La Liga still has issues in it, with VAR. It's not just in England this happens. But the one thing I will say is they get decisions done quick in La Liga. I watched a game the other night, Bilbao versus Celta Vigo, the 4-3 game about a week ago today, last Friday, right? And it was a nailed-on penalty, but the ball stayed in play, right? As soon as the ball's gone out of play on the far side, the VAR had already spoke to the ref in his ear. Ball literally just crossed the white line on the other side. He's trotted straight over, looked at it twice. Yeah, penalty. Yeah, none of this, oh, I'm in an R and show me this angle, do this, do that. But then I've also seen him rule out João Felix's goal a couple of weeks back against Granada that was onside, and they ruled it off. And it was like, that was the winning goal. That would have given them another 2 points. It's like, happens everywhere. I didn't see Barcelona's manager coming out saying it's a disgrace and like getting statements put out there. Like, end of the day, these things happen. Yeah, and they should even themselves out over the course of a season, because we're talking about VAR every single week, not just for our own clubs, but for every club. So on that basis alone, it should even itself out. Yeah, but people just love to use the tool to hide behind the poor performance of the club or the team or the manager on said day. Yeah, it's pathetic. Big up to Anim as well. Why did Haaland play against the Faroe Islands?
Apparently, he's got an ankle injury. I think it's one of them where it's going to be.
Only won 2-0, didn't they? I don't think he even scored.
Yeah. I don't know. Did he get subbed off? I know he got an ankle injury, but I don't know if he stayed on. But, so, yeah.
Everton deducted 2 points as saying, big up for the donation, buddy. But City are still innocent. Madness, false. You obviously tuned in after Lewis said what he said about 115 charges takes longer than one charge. But big up to you, Zoteng. Thanks for the donation, buddy. Yeah, that'll take years to deal with the City one. Why did Ramsdale stare at the silver Ford hatchback on the road? Because it said focus. Let me ask you about this goalkeeper, bro. Big up for the donation, HN. What have you made of this?
He cracked the last joke as well, isn't it? It's fucking little.
Yeah, he's always in my chat.
Barry Mann in here. What is going on here?
HN's a real one, bro. Come on. But what do you make of this goalkeeper and this old man coming out? Like,
yeah,
I just find it baffling.
I think it's very interesting. So let's start at the beginning. I don't think Ramsdale should have been dropped personally. I don't think he did much wrong last year to get the drop. However, I watched your video on it because I wanted to see what you said on it. And to be fair, you changed my mind slightly when you said at the end of the day, it's the manager's decision. He can make whatever decision he wants. If he wants to drop the manager, if he wants to drop a player, then so be it. So, yeah, I mean, that is right. Arteta had the right to drop him. I think it was a harsh call. I think Arteta's made a mistake by getting Raya because I think the one thing that I would say is if you're going to replace a goalkeeper like Ramsdale, who's not really done much wrong, for me, you've got to go and get someone that's clear. You've got to go and get him. Because basically, the way I see it is Arteta took a situation where everyone, not everyone, but most Arsenal fans were pretty content with Ramsdale. And even if you thought Ramsdale needed to replace it, you probably wasn't saying it's an emergency that we need to sort it out. It's probably something in a year or two we want to probably sort it out. We got other priorities to get sorted. But then he's brought in the same sort of level goalkeeper. And I've watched this Raya a few times now for Arsenal. I don't think he looks very good, to be honest. I think his kicking isn't as good as I thought it was going to be. The guy looks hella sus on crosses. And I think this is where he's made a mistake now because you've now got some Arsenal fans saying it should still be Ramsdale. And you've got Arsenal fans saying, no, it should be Raya. If he was going to do it, which he has the right to do because he's the manager, I think he needed to go and get like all black level, someone like that where no Arsenal fan is going, it should still be Ramsdale. Everyone's going, fucking hell, yeah, that's a massive upgrade. But he's not done that. And now he's in this weird situation where last year you had a stable goalkeeper. Everyone knew the situation. Where now you got people saying it should be Ramsdale, it should be Raya. The goalkeepers are probably not comfortable. And then you get people saying it's good to have two goalkeepers at the same level. I don't think it is, Lee. And let me explain why. Because I think goalkeeper is a very unique position where they need to feel chill. Because if they make a mistake, that's it. It's a goal, right? So you got Raya playing now. He knows that he isn't clear of Ramsdale. And if he makes an error or two, he could be out the team. Why? Because Arteta said that in an interview. So then when he's on the pitch, he's probably going to be nervous. Whereas Edison knows that he can make a mistake. He can make another mistake. He's still probably going to keep the spot from Ortega. And I think that's where we've got it right. We've got a really good goalkeeper, a world-class goalkeeper, and then we've got a good goalkeeper. We've not got two good goalkeepers. We've not got two world-class goalkeepers. So I think that's probably where he's gone wrong. With the Ramsdale interview, now this interview that he done, where he's talking about concentration, I'm led to believe that was a couple of months ago. I don't know why you'd say that. And I know people are like, we want honesty from players. Yeah, but sometimes if you're going to say something stupid, don't say something at all. Saying you lack concentration in a game when you're playing for a massive club is probably not the best thing to say. And his dad... Well, listen, I just think that I think it's interesting that he's speaking because it's, for us, for fans, I think it gives us something to talk about, but I don't think it was probably the smartest thing in the world to say. It's interesting that he comes out and he says that we were never really told why Ramsdale was dropped, which is interesting that he was never told by Arteta, and he's clearly not, clearly not happy, is he, Ramsdale, that he's been dropped. And this, I've got to say, these people, when Raya was first signed, and his dad did an interview then and was like, oh, yeah, like, we're happy with the competition. And then you've seen some Arsenal fans say, oh, look how good it is. No, if you believed for one moment what his dad said a couple of months ago when he said Ramsdale was happy for the competition, then you do not know football. Because no goalkeeper in the world wants to see the club sign another goalkeeper at the same level or better, because that's not good for the competition. They want to be comfortable in that position. And then he's doing all the clapping stuff. Oh, clapping Raya. You know what I mean? Like, we're a team. Again, That was all for it was all for show. I'm sorry to break it to you. Ramsdale is not buzzing that that Raya made a great save. He's not sitting there going, "Oh, what a save. We've just kept us in it." No, he's not doing it for that. He's doing it for the cameras. He's trying to be nice. Big up to him. He's trying to be nice. But deep down, he's gutted. He wanted to be that guy making that save. He's not sitting there going, "Great save, Raya. Great save. What a save." You know what I mean? Brilliant. Up the Arsenal. No, he's not saying that. He's sitting there going, "Fucking hell, I wish that was me." So I'll tell you something. He will leave, whether it be January or the summer. If you sign Raya on a permanent deal, Ramsdale will leave. He ain't going to accept staying there as number 2. So, yeah, I think his dad probably didn't do the smartest thing in the world there, but yeah, it's what it is, isn't it?
No, facts. Listen, you're right about the clapping and all of that. Yeah, but listen, nobody wants their place taken. Yeah, not a single person wants their place taken. I heard Roy Keane. I posted it on my Instagram earlier. Roy Keane saying, "You want healthy competition at your football club." He said, "If that was any other position on the pitch, yeah, imagine all the players now see like in every position now see another player signed in their position. Yeah, and they will start moaning and crying like that. Yeah, now what? Like, you want competition. The thing that winds me up with this here, right, is our fans sit there giving it, we've got a thin squad, and all of this rubbish, yeah. Right, but then they have their favourites because they're emotionally invested in certain players. Yeah, Saka being one of them. Yeah, Ramsdale being another. Ramsdale's dad sits in the away end at games. Yeah, takes selfies with the fans and all of that. Goes on podcasts. Right, so they have more of a connection with Ramsdale and his dad because Ramsdale does the shithousery at games, starts having banter with the fans and all of that. When they're mugging him off, he mugs them off back. He sings the songs and all of this crap. Yeah. So they feel an emotional connection more so with him than they do this geezer who's just coming on loan. So now they're like, well, why are you dropping him? He's one of us. Yeah, he sings the songs. He banters the fans. He's a fan. Yeah, so that it makes me laugh. Like, if you can go and replace players in that team, yeah, but there's certain positions that our fans won't have it. Right wing, our fans will not have anyone come in that's as good, if not better, than Saka. They won't have it. Yeah, now imagine, right? Let's say, for example, who's a good right winger out there? Yeah, Pedro Neto. He's decent. I know he's injured. He's quality. Now imagine he comes in, Saka sits down for a couple of weeks, yeah, and Pedro Neto starts mashing it up, smashing it. And Arteta goes, right, he's playing. And now Saka sat on the bench for a month. Yeah, now Neto's still killing it, still doing the business. Our fan base would lose their shit, bro. Yeah, because they're so invested in Bukayo Saka, yeah, that even if Neto smashed it, yeah, they'd still want Saka in the team. Yeah, whereas for me, that's why City are so good. Right, and I've said this before, right? If Jack Grealish and Phil Foden are sat on the bench this week or next weekend, are your fans all in meltdown? They're not, are they? Because you've got Doku and Bernardo playing. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and our fan base, they're sitting there. If Martinelli and Saka ain't playing, oh, mate, we're ruined here. But then they don't want competition that is as good, if not better. Yeah, and that is exactly why we will not win anything. Yeah, because they have their favourites. They're too invested in their favourites. And it's funny because all of these people that are sitting there making out Ramsdale's like prime Neuer, like, I mean, turn it in. Like, do me a favour. Listen, I think Raya's the better goalkeeper, but he hasn't proven that yet. Yeah, but again, he's coming to a club that's bigger and better than Brentford, with all due respect. Right? He's coming in under pressure of taking an England goalkeeper's spot, who's been the number one for 2 years at Arsenal. He's coming in from the same country nationality as the manager, and he's on loan. And now he's got all the fans singing Ramsdale's song at games whilst he's in goal. Yeah, that's mad pressure. That's bang out of order, man. Yeah, and then people are sitting there getting on his case. Oh, yeah, he flapped at this one, he flapped at that one. And what, mate? This is our least amount of goals conceded for the last 12 years at this stage of the season. Don't want to say that, though, do they? Because, but Nick might not come to the away games anymore and take selfies with it. Shut up, man.
Well, this is why, what you're saying now, though, is why I thought he made a mistake in signing Raya in the first place, because I don't think it was needed. I don't think it was needed, in my opinion. You want to upgrade on Ramsdale, yes. Was it necessary that summer? I don't think it was. And I just think that he's for me, he's just not got a goalkeeper at a high enough level to sort of make it. And that's the only reason why I say that. I just think if he would have got like an All Black, yeah, or someone like a proper fucking mega, like, you know, someone
like the AC Milan goalkeeper or someone like that.
A world class goalkeeper. I think it's chilling. I think for me, it's it's because he's brought in Raya, who's, don't get me wrong, is a decent goalkeeper, but he doesn't touch Alisson, Edison, or the top goalkeepers of this
That's why
world.
both of your clubs, Liverpool and City, sorry to cut you off, both of your clubs, you don't need to have a decent backup number 2, right? Because like of a good level, because the goalkeepers both of your clubs have are light years the best 2 in the world, right? Whereas with us, we've got an average goalkeeper who's surpassed our expectations. We thought he was crap, but he's pretty average. He's better than crap, Ramsdale. But now we've gone and got another goalkeeper in. So now it's like, oh my God, why have we got 2 goalkeepers of the same standard? Why do we need that? Well, Man City have got a world-class goalkeeper, so they can have Scott Carson and Ortega sat on the bench. Yeah, Liverpool got a world-class goalkeeper, so they can have whoever they've got sat on the bench. Yeah, with us, we ain't got a world-class goalkeeper. So the manager's now bringing in somebody that he thinks could potentially be better than the keeper, and our fans are losing their shit. But I agree. If we'd gone and put 80, 90 million quid on the table for Oblak, I'd take him in a heartbeat, mate. Yeah, that guy's quality, man. I've seen that guy at the Emirates. Yeah, I was right behind the goal when we played them in the Europa League semi. Yeah, and we absolutely battered them. They had their left back sent off. Simeone got sent off after 10 minutes as well. The left back after 10 minutes. And Oblak just saving everything. It was just ridiculous. And then they equalised right at the end because Shelny kicked the ball off his head and Griezmann scored. But he is quality, man. And he is still quality now. And I'm surprised well, listen, Atleti are a big club. I'm supposed no Premier League big club has ever gone in for Oblak, because I'll tell you something, he's better than most goalkeepers in the world, and he's definitely better than both the keepers we've got at Arsenal. But I think the problem is, until Ramsdale goes, we're still going to have this crap. And Mikel Arteta, I agree with you. We didn't really necessarily need a goalkeeper, but I think the problem with not having any proper competition for Ramsdale, we had Runnison. I mean, really? Yeah. We bought him for £1 million and put him on 30 grand a week. Has that ever been done before? He's on loan again because we can't get rid of him. But the problem is, when you've got a goalkeeper that's pretty average and then you've got Dross behind him, they get lackadaisical. Yeah, and they get too cocky. Yeah, but when you've got a world-class goalkeeper like you have, yeah, and you've got a world-class manager, you can't afford to be lackadaisical, mate, because you're getting battered. Yeah, you're still going to play, but you're getting battered and you're having accountability. Whereas with Arsenal, we ain't got a world-class manager, didn't have a decent backup. Yeah, he's making error after error after error towards the end of last season and throughout his whole career at Arsenal. Yeah, and now our fans are sitting there going, well, it's a bit unfair. No, it ain't. Yeah, let's not pretend that this guy has been prime fucking Neuer or prime Buffon. He ain't. Yeah, he was looking at a pigeon in one of the games away to Southampton when they scored. Have you seen that clip?
I've not seen it, but I believe you. Which is the scary part.
I'm going to find this clip real quick. You've got to see this clip, bro. You've got to see this clip. He's looking at a pigeon when they score their goal. Yeah, it is mad. Smash the likes up, people. Smash these likes up. Let me find this clip real quick. Where are we? I'm going to find it. It'll take me 2 seconds, hopefully. Is that it? There we go. I found it. Right, watch this. Hopefully I don't get demonetized. Right, but there we go. Watch this. Watch this.
What?
He's looking at the pigeon. Look. You're on the edge of my box. You're on the edge of my box. He's looking at it.
What is he doing, man?
Bro, that's embarrassing. He's looking at a pigeon.
What is he doing there?
Like, would Alisson be looking at a pigeon? No, he wouldn't. Would Edison? No, he wouldn't. I mean, come on. Yeah. And like I said, the only reason this is a problem is because Arteta's caused the problem. But having said that, yeah, if Arteta thinks that Ramsdale is not as good as Raya, then tough. And his dad's sitting there giving it the Bertie about, why sign us up to a new contract? Why sign him up to a new contract and then go and sign a new goalkeeper? Hello, this ain't this ain't Bournemouth, mate. Yeah, this ain't Sheffield United or AFC Wimbledon that you've been relegated with. This is Arsenal Football Club, and the amount of times we've ripped up contracts just to get rid of players. Yeah, I'm sorry. Fair play to the football club. And it's funny because all the negative fans like myself are the ones praising the club for this by saying, right, we've now strapped him up. We're going to get 40+ million for him. Yeah, we bought him for 24. Yeah, so all of his wages he's been paid for 2 years, plus the money we've paid for him, we're now going to get all that back. Fair play to the football club. That is acting like a big football club. Yeah, like, it's pathetic. It's pathetic, man. I want to ask you
Yeah.
this as well. Yeah. Did you see Kieran Trippier giving it to the Newcastle fans the other day?
Yeah, I did see it. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
did you?
And I think it showed that their team and club right now is seriously struggling, because that's not a thing that you'd really expect from Trippier. But it tells me that they're cracking under the pressure of having not a lot of players fit. It shows me that their fans are probably want top four more than they go on. A lot of them go, "Oh, we're just here for the ride at the moment." You know, I mean, I speak to a lot of Newcastle fans, and they're not. Some of them like not even that bothered about getting top four. We're just enjoying the ride. It shows me that not all Newcastle fans do that. Some of them actually want to try and get back into that top four, and they can see that that isn't a good result. And yeah, it probably just shows me that Trippier, yeah, is I don't know, yeah, just feeling the pressure, and I think the whole club's feeling the pressure. They're probably going to get knocked out of the Champions League, not guaranteed, but I think they probably will. And I think top four is looking a bit tricky. You know, I mean, not saying they won't do it. I still think they can, but it's looking pretty tricky. And if they don't win a trophy and fail to get out of the group, and despite it being a difficult group, and then don't qualify for the top four, that is a shocking season. No matter what people say, like you can't say, "Oh well, it's this." No, don't stop making excuses. If Newcastle could have got a good team, a good squad, I know they've got some injuries at the moment. If they don't get top four, they get knocked out of the group stages, and they don't win a trophy, they have failed every single target that they set at the start of the season.
Fact.
That's just true. Like, listen, they might have gone, "Oh, if we don't get top four, but we win the Carabao Cup, then we'll accept it. If we get top four, but we don't win a trophy, then we'll accept it." They're going to miss out on every single target that they set. Now, of course, this is all hypothetical. We don't know what's going to happen. But I just think it's showing signs of stress. They need to invest in the transfer market in the summer. They need to get some more players in. But yeah, listen, I don't have a problem with Trippier. I think the players have a right to defend themselves. If he felt that the fan was being a dick, then fair dues, have a pop at him. If the fan felt that Trippier was shit and didn't try hard, again, the fan pays his money, he's entitled to have a go. I thought it was a bit overblown. I thought no one had done anything wrong. I think the fan got cooked as well of people on social media. That everyone was giving him. I felt a bit sorry for the fan. You know what I mean? I don't think he's obviously we don't know what he said, but I assume he said something like "you're shit, you didn't try hard" or whatever.
Yeah, we've drove 10 hours to get here, and that's the performance or saying along them lines.
I don't think
With
there's
a bit of
anything
venom
wrong.
behind it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he's done anything wrong there. Obviously, we don't fully know what he said, and I don't think Trippier had done anything wrong. You know what I mean? I'm all game for fans and players having a little bit of a to do if they want to. I remember I was down at I went down to Southampton with a few years ago, and Charlie Austin got subbed off. And I think we were winning 2-0 or whatever, and City fans were giving it in. And he did the wanker sign, or like put his finger up at the City fans. And I loved it. I found it pretty funny. The guy got banned, man. I was like, "Oh, don't ban the guy." You know what I mean? I didn't take no fucking offense. I was there and they say I didn't take no offense. Like the fans and the players will have a little bit of a argument or debate or whatever, and it is what it is. So listen, I thought the whole thing was overblown. I don't think anyone done anything wrong personally.
Yeah, see, I'm slightly different. Yeah, I think Trippier played under Simeone. Yeah, in Madrid. There's no way he's going up to them Atleti fans and giving it the Bertie back to him, mate. They'd punch his head off. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like I know the heat of the moment and like the adrenaline's rushing. You've just lost a game, you're angry and all of that. Yeah. But I feel fans, listen, we don't know what he said. Like, if he went personal with it about family and stuff like that, then maybe, yeah, cool. I understand. Look at when Eric Dyer jumped the ad holdings and legged it up the stairs to try and beat someone up. That was crazy. Yeah, but I just think, like, you've lost a game. Like, he's moaning about injuries. Trippier, he's going, "Oh, you're saying we're not putting any effort in, and we've got injuries." He sounds like a football fan, like online. Like, you're playing for Newcastle, mate. There's expectations now, yeah, and you have to put a better performance in. And let's be real, I watched that game. He was trashed. He played them clean through at one point as well, and the keeper saved him. Yeah, but I just think, like, some of these players just need to fall back a little bit, like start getting all Bertie and all that. Cool, like show a bit of passion, show a bit of fight. But like when I watch other leagues and I see other clubs around the world getting the managers to come out and address 5,000 ultras, yeah, and the manager's walking out towel between legs. Like, Trippier's played in a country that's like that, like where the fans hold you accountable. Yeah, and I think like that's more sums up the English football culture, that him having to go back at a fan, yeah, like more than anything. Like, at the end of the day, cool, he can do what he wants. But I just think, like, you've just lost a game, mate. Shut up. Go and apologise to the fans for travelling 10 hours on a coach to get there and 10 hours back.
But that's why I think, for me, that's probably why I think it shows sign of stress and fractures within the club because I, like you say, I don't think he does that not under normal circumstances. You know, I think they've played a load of games in a short period of time. They got massively disappointing results in the Champions League, which is now seen them on the cusp of being eliminated from the Champions League. They've just travelled 10 hours down to Bournemouth. They've just got smacked up 2-0 off of Bournemouth side, which really should be beaten quite comfortably. Fan give it large. He's probably, that's just probably fatigue, man. He's probably just not, and he's probably thought, fuck this guy, man. You know, and you give it him. You know, which, you know, like I say, for me, I don't really have a problem with it. You know, I think fair if the player wants to have a go back, have a go back. You know, what I would say is, you know, you blamed it all on injuries. You know what I mean? I think it would have been better saying, like, yeah, I know we were shit. Well, we'll improve, but we've
got a lot of players out.
And then talk about the play. Well, it's sort of the only thing that I would say is, and again, this is in the heat of the moment. He's not got a script for this. He's not prepared for this. He just blamed the injuries. Whereas if he would have said, like, yeah, I know it wasn't acceptable. I know it was dead today, but like we're on thin ice. We've got no players. We're playing a 16-year-old in midfield. Like, we're tired. We need these players back after an international break. We'll be there, but like, yeah, we'll improve. This wasn't acceptable. Then I think it would have been a little bit better. But like I say, for me, I don't really have much to say about it. I think it was
if I was that fan in the crowd and he started giving it about injuries, I'd be like, just because you've got injured players, mate, don't mean the fit ones can't play well. That's a simple reply. It's what it is. But yeah, I think you're right. I think it's more a sign of fractures, stress fractures in that club at the moment, man, that they're feeling the heat this season, competing on multiple fronts and all of that. But before we wrap this up, people, we're going to talk about Sane coming potentially back to Man City. Well, what do you make of this story? Do you just think this is just like hype because the window's coming up soon, or do you actually think there's legs to this?
Well, he's only got a year left on his deal, so you do normally get this sort of speculation, don't you, when players are running out of contract. The one thing I would say is I don't think it's like not normally like players and agents put this sort of speculation out when they want a bigger contract, but he's already the 4th highest paid player at Bayern Munich. So it's not like he's on a pittance, you know what I mean? It's like Musiala, who's on 70 grand a week and is like desperate to get a massive pay rise. So, you know, what's he, if he's doing it, why is he doing it? You know, I'm pretty sure Bayern Munich are going to, renew his contract. You know what I mean? You know, he's not set the world alight since he's been there, but he's still done pretty decent numbers. So I think there's probably something in this. City are probably going to lose Bernardo Silva in the summer, I'd imagine. He's got a €50 million release clause. So, he's, if no one activates that, then we need to have a serious conversation about European football. So City are probably going to need to sign 1, maybe 2 wingers this summer. And Leroy Sane played for the club, played under Pep Guardiola. I think he's matured since he left City. He's played in more positions since he's left City. I think he probably regrets leaving City, if we're being honest with you. And City can get him at a decent price. He's only got 1 year left on his deal. If we sell Bernardo for 50 million, you're not going to be spending more than 70 million on Sane. You know what I mean? So that's only a 20 million pound net spending on him. So I think that there is a chance it could happen. It all depends on what the relationship was like between Sane and Pep Guardiola when he left. You know what I mean? Was it amicable? Because listen, if Sane knocked on Pep's door and went, Pep, man, I'm German, I'm missing Germany, I just want to go back to Germany. It's nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with the club. It's nothing to do with the place. I like it here. I just miss Germany. I want to go. And then Pep's like, yeah, no worries. We'll let you go. We'll get the deal done soon a bit, right? I don't think Pep Guardiola is that stubborn to say you're not coming back. You know what I mean? If someone just said, I wanted to go back to my home country, right? I think you're a bit of a dick if that's the case. If obviously there was an argument about whatever, could be anything, you name it, then I think there's probably not a chance. I don't think Pep's going to take a player back if he's had a bit of a bust up. But all depends. I think there's a chance. I think there's a slim chance. I put it in the sort of 10 to 20% range that it could happen. But listen, if he actually wants out of Germany, City going to need a winger. If everyone's happy, then why not? And I'm for it. He's fucking mint. I think there's unfinished business. I think he left too soon. Man. I think he was a great player, fantastic player he was. But
I've seen him rip us enough times when I've been to the Etihad, to put it that way.
Yeah, I think he just left a little bit too soon, man.
Yeah, I think if he'd stayed a couple more years, he probably would never have left in the first place. He wouldn't have left, obviously, if he'd stayed a couple more years. But, I mean, if he stayed 2 more years, he'd probably still be at City now. He wouldn't have left at all. Yeah, because he is a good player. Like I said at the start of the show, like he's missed a lot of sitters for Bayern Munich this season, man. Yeah, a lot of sitters. And Bayern Munich ain't the club they were 5-10 years ago. There's a lot of problems at that football club, and there's a lot of players that are coming towards the end of their career as well. Yeah, so they need to slowly invest or quickly invest, should I say, in the next couple of transfer windows. Otherwise, they're going to be in big problems. Now, you can already see this season and last season that the league's getting a little bit tighter. They're not running away with it like they used to. So, I don't know, maybe selling him, getting 60, 70 million. They can reinvest that somewhere else. Musiala's probably going to leave in the summer. He'd be a good player for City. He'd be a good player for most teams, to be fair. He's quality, isn't he? But yeah, I could see it happening. I can't lie. Yeah, I don't think it'll happen in January, but I can see it happening in the summer. But
we're going to need a winger, Lee. We're going to need if Bernardo leaves, we're going to need to sign a winger. We need someone to play on that right hand side. You know what I mean? So there's a spot open for him, and he never really played on the right hand side really for City. I don't know his stats, but his main position for City was on the left. Whereas if you look at his stats for Bayern, his main position's on the right. So yeah, listen, I think there's probably something in it. You know, if you had to put your money somewhere, I'd probably say he probably renews his contract, right? But yeah, there's something in it. There probably is something in it.
Yeah, I agree, man. Listen, it's been a good show, people. We are going to wrap this up. I'm back again later with Henry Wright. He's still alive after doing the one chip challenge on Monday. Bless him. He is still alive. He sent me this little ice lolly thing, yeah, that little lollipop or whatever it was, and it's called the foot of Satan or something, and it's like 9 million Scoville rating on this lollipop, yeah, which is like 4.5 times more heat than what he ate on Monday. Yeah, I said, don't get any ideas. I ain't taking any bets with you going forward, mate. Like, ain't happening. I ain't eating that, and I like spice, mate, but I ain't eating that. No chance. But yeah, smash these likes up. Not even 300 likes. Come on, man. Big up to everyone who's donated to the channel as well. Appreciate it, people. But I'm back with Henry at 6:30 UK. I'm on with Rants at 5 o'clock UK. What you got coming up, bro?
I'm going to go live right now.
I'll redirect to you then.
Yeah, going to speak on this FFP shit because everyone's speaking about Man City. You know, it's funny, right? People always say we don't care about City. No one cares about City, bro. Everton have just been deducted 10 points, and Man City is now trending on Twitter. So yeah, people love to speak about City. So I'm going to go live now, speak on that, and just get a conversation going on the FFP situation and the charges. So yeah, going to do that, and then unfortunately going to do a bore along later on when England play Malta. So
oh, you're not watching that, surely.
Yeah, I call it a bore along in it. You know what I mean? Just chat shit for 2 hours.
Mate, I watched Algeria versus Somalia yesterday.
Oh yeah. Listen, I didn't realise yet, but apparently that was a bad result for Algeria. They expected to absolutely wipe the floor with them, apparently, didn't they?
Yeah, they're about 160 places higher up the rankings than Somalia. They should have battered them. But yeah, Saeed was happy. Somalia scored a goal. They pocketed Mahrez. So yeah, Saeed was buzzing, man. Him and Eunice did a watch along for it. And then I sat and watched the last half an hour of Scotland. No, second half of Scotland. My old man wanted to watch that, so we stuck that on. And then I watched the darts, man. Been getting back into the darts. I used to watch the darts all the time. I'll tell you something, yeah, the standard of darts is in the bin.
Yeah, I seen your tweet, yeah.
Mate, the amount of players that are going for treble 20 and hitting 1 or 5 is embarrassing. Yeah, 5, 6, 7 years ago when Phil Taylor, Van Barneveld, Lewis, John Part, like MVG was just coming up as well. He was doing his thing. The standards are on the floor with darts, mate. Yeah, but my boy Gary Anderson, I've always liked Gary Anderson, man. I know I'm fuming. I was going to put €50 on him at 16-1, but I don't really gamble. Yeah, my dad said, nah, he ain't going to win it. Yeah, and I was like, nah, he's good, man. He's good. And I wish I'd put it on. I don't know what his odds are now, but he's probably the favourite. So, yeah, pretty gutted. But yeah, very quickly as well, Brazil lost, yeah. The Brazilians have clocked that Gabriel Magalhaes has the bozo gene. They don't want him. They want him out the squad already. And he's only played a handful of games. But don't worry. There's clip doing the rounds of him bodying Hendrick back to the favelas has got everyone in their feelings. Yeah, nothing to do with the results or anything. It's just, oh, yeah, he bodied a 16-year-old. Good one. All right, we're going to redirect to LB right now. Big ups to over 600 still in here. I'll have a video dropping in a short while as well about Everton's points deduction on the second channel. And then I'm back with Rance and Henry. We're out of here, people. Laters.